Hey guys, what's going on? This is Rikarov with a video of Grim Dawn. Now, in case you have never seen this game or games like it, it's kind of like a hack and slash. If you ever played Titan's Quest, actually from, I believe, some of the same creators and designers of Titan's Quest quite a few years ago. And, Diablo 2 kind of style. Now, it kind of has an old school feel to it, but it is very much new. I think I just read that it is due to launch in February. And this is kind of how you start out the game. It's very simple. You have an action bar down at the bottom here. Obviously, you got your life here. You got your mana or energy, as it's called in this game. Now, everyone has the same setup. No one has like a different thing over here, or like mana or whatever. So that's because anyone can become anything. Because as of right now, you have 0 class. Alright, you don't get that until level 2. Right here in the middle is your level, and obviously right here you got your left mouse button and your right mouse button to put some skills and to play around with. So what's going to happen, I guess, in these videos is I'm not really going to go through much of the quest or read these out or anything like that. I'm going to try to come up with something cool, something fun to play maybe, and just kind of bring you guys along and show you guys pretty much how things look. Where you can get the game and things like that, and tell you everything that is fun, I guess, to me while playing. Now, first, I guess, and foremost, is what I really like about the game is it is kind of like a hack and slash. Sometimes I really do believe that it's a lot of fun just to go around and beat shit up. So that's what I'm doing now. If I know some people don't like zombie-esque games, stuff like that. Now, this game does have like a lot of zombies, things like that, at least at the beginning. Later on, it becomes a lot more like, I don't want to say spiritual, because it's not like that. It's more of a, I guess, I don't know what the word it is I'm looking for. Let's pick that up. Actually, we're going to go switching straight to two-handed weapons. Hopefully that's not a mistake, but that's what I want to do. But I guess like more of the spirit world. You can fight aether creatures and stuff like that. You also fight spiders and things like that along the way as well. Now, one thing I have not figured out. There's this boat. You can click on that boat at the very beginning. When you get there, the monsters are like level 5, level 6, and things like that. And so I'm not going to go there just yet. But at one point, there's a trap door in one of the buildings. It's very small. It's not a big area, but it's locked. I don't know how to unlock it. So if you guys know, leave a comment down at the bottom and let me know, because I'm actually quite curious. So let me actually show you that. These things here, in case you didn't know, these are let me go back into that because it messed up. Anyway, but like you get various things, polished emeralds and things like that. As you see, it says partial component on it, 1 of 3. If you get 3 of them, it completes it, and you get like a bonus to it. So it end up doubling or tripling all that, really. So you end up getting like 6 physique, 6 cunning, and 6 spirit, which is the stats that I guess I should go over really quickly. And I'm pretty sure this is the same for everyone, but physique gives you a health bonus and health regen. Cunning is your damage, so physical damage, piercing damage, and damage duration. So if anything has like a like X amount of fire damage over 3 seconds, that will increase the damage per second. And obviously your spirit increases your energy regen, and your magical damage. So that can be useful in quite a few different characters. We'll look at that very briefly here in a minute after I level up, but just kind of want to show you guys some of those. Now, those are your 3 base stats. You do have quite a few other stats, like the offensive ability, defensive ability, and things like that. Now, I'm going to try to get a lot of offensive ability and probably cunning and physique, just to tell you guys. Now, as you can see, one thing I want to point out, because I think is really cool in this game, is the fact of, like, you can't really hit these, you can't click on, but if you shift click, you can destroy a lot of stuff in this game, and yes, they can drop stuff. So it's nice you know, if you do have like an ability or something that can actually do an AoE, because if it hits it by accident, it will blow up. But anyway, so let's just continue on here very briefly. Like I said, I want to hit level 2, go over a few things, and then I'm gonna level up a bit and show you guys what I've done after that. So I think here and there just a few more kills, because you tend to get level 2 really quickly. They want you to get in. They want you to start looking at your classes and what you want to play and things like that. So let's go ahead and kill these. There we go. I don't know what these things are. They look like from Alien. I don't know. Alright, no more monsters. So you could choose to be a soldier, a demolitionist, an oculist, a nightblade, an arcanist, and a shaman. So soldier is what it is, you know, up front fighting, swinging a melee sword and a shield usually. And a demolitionist is a little bit more like fire oriented. You can be melee or ranged. So undo that one. I'll show you the you know, your tree, your passive skill tree, I guess, is the best description of it. Oculus is kind of like, I don't know, like magical summoner, I think, something like that. I've never really played one. Nightblade is your rogue type character. You know, dual wielding and things like that. Now, obviously, things like this that are linked buff the thing at the very beginning of it, pretty much. Arcanist, pure spellcaster. A lot of fun, actually. I have a decent level one. And then you have your shaman, which is a two-handed weapon user that's just brute force, kind of, with like a little bit of magic. So we're actually going to go with this. Now, how this works is you have this bar down at the bottom here. So you have to like put a point into this. Now once it goes up, as you see, 1 point, you can get anything that's on this line. So anything that's on this line, once you have 5 points down here, you can then start putting points into here. 10 points, this one, 15, 20, 25, and so forth. Now the thing is like right at the beginning, first like 5 levels, if you just want to boost this up, you get 3 points every time. You have like 15, so like that's the first 5 levels. You can go like all the way up there really fast. So if that's what you want to do, if that's your cup of tea, then that's great. But if you play a character that has something that says can be used as like your left click, like I think this one is, can be used, yeah, when used as your default weapon attack, it synergizes, blah blah blah, increases every strike. So it's really nice if you have something like this to at least put 1 point into it as you're going on. That way, once you close this, you could right click on your ability and instantly change this up. So I get extra bleeding damage, extra lightning damage, and that's that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to level up here for a little bit, and I'll be right back. So I've been playing around for a little bit, got my guy up to level 10 here. He just hit level 10. But I just kind of want to go over a few things with you that I've decided to do. So, of course, I got my default weapon attack that I showed you guys earlier. I also got a right click, which is my primal strike. Obviously, as it says, it requires a two-handed melee weapon and actually increases physical damage and gives you some lightning damage as well. What it does is, I'll show you here in a second, but it hits a couple targets and it shoots down like lightning from the sky and damages your enemy. As well as I got this, which is a buff, I guess. Now it takes a reserve of your mana, so like that mana is gone forever as long as you have this active. Now there's other abilities that use that, I guess, feature as well. But anyway, this particular one, all it really does is you and any party members that you actually have around you gives you +3 health per second, like as healing, and then 0.8 energy regeneration. Now that doesn't sound like much, and I'll get into this really quick, but like things like, where is it here? This one up here? No. There you go. Increases health regeneration. So as I'm building up my charges for my main attack, it increases my health regeneration by 10%. Now, once I decide to put more points into this, as you see, like he goes from 3 to 6, and I'm pretty sure it goes up to 9 and blah, 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 up to 12 points. Okay, so we're looking at about like 36 or so healing per second via this ability right here. That's not counting the extra life from this and armor from this one. So 36 with that other 10%, you're looking at maybe like around 40. Now it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but once again, this, I don't know how many points can be put into here, but it's going to probably be like another like 6 points or so. So that 10% might go up to like 20% or something. So overall, I mean, you're going to get like an extra like 10 healing per second, which isn't half bad for a couple points that you're going to probably get anyway. Primarily because your offensive ability, which increases your critical strike damage and chance, and your defensive ability, which, you know, just the opposite. You take less damage and less critical chance and stuff like that on you. A few other things I got here is pretty much just this is a passive. It requires you to do nothing. Pretty much all you do is get extra lightning damage, extra physical damage for everything. As well as this one has a chance to proc, which just automatically swings for you. And not only does it do like some life leech, but also does some bleeding over time and hits multiple targets all at once. So, but the reason I actually brought you back in really quick is at level 10, you actually get to choose a second class. Now, this second class could be anything that you haven't chosen the first time. Of course, you know, you can't choose Shaman twice. That'd be kind of weird and awesome in a way. If it doubled up the stacks, but it doesn't. Anyway, so now it comes down to like what you actually want to do. You know, obviously I'm more of a melee brawler kind of guy or whatever. So, you know, Arcanist, probably not. Nightblade, one of the coolest things about it is its ability to dual wield. Since I'm using a two-handed weapon, that kind of is out as well. Oculist, summoning pets. It could be a possibility, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go that route. So it's right now down between Soldier and Demolitionist. Now, some of the perks about Soldier is I get things like this. It can activate with my default weapon attack, even the Shaman one, to just randomly do even more attacks and give me like, or no, this one sort of is like more of a buff, but this one here, same thing, can be active with my default weapon attack, and it can hit multiple targets all at once. Now this has the default weapon attack, which is pointless to get if you're already using one from another class. So you really don't want that one. Now, like I said, these buffs like this and this one up here and things like that, they're really good. 10% offensive ability, that sounds pretty good to me because I kind of want to go crit as much as possible on this character. Now some of the ones down here, like that's good. Physique and health, that's good. Cards of shield, I won't have that. And some of these other ones are decent. Physical damage is really good. Elemental resistance and stuff like that, that's pretty good. But I don't know. Let's undo this one. Let's go to Demolitionist. Demolitionist, once again, has a default weapon attack as well. But, once again, I have the Shaman one, so I'm not going to do that. Now, if I want this route, which looking at it right now does not seem like it's going to happen, because I think there's a lot more Soldier for me than there is in Demolitionist. So, like, this one, obviously I can toggle this. It's another buff. And it increases my fire damage and lightning damage and fire retaliation. Now that's pretty good considering that I do a lot of lightning damage. This one increases the internal trauma damage, physical damage. So like this buff right here is amazing for me. Let's go ahead and turn this down. That's extremely loud. I'll say all the way down too. Alright. But, so, that can be one of those. Alright. Now, what is something else that I could potentially get here? Now, this is something else I would probably get, which is, gives me more health regeneration, which is really kind of nice. And it automatically just damages everything around me. It's like 100% chance of activating when I get hit. Okay, now it does 11 physical, 20 fire, stuff like that. So this is kind of more of helping my defenses, I guess, with buffing some of my my offensive. Okay, but at the same time, let me go back here really quick. Things like, let's see here, this one is going to be really good. Now, that crit chance, the crit damage, that's going to be amazing. Now, it only has an 8% chance of activating, but I can put, as soon as I get 5 points here, I could just spam points into this. And that's the only thing on this tree that I would get for a while. You know, maybe this one and here. And then, you know, get this one as well. So that's just more damage. Now, like I said, now where the other one was more defensive, this tree combined with my other one seems to be a lot more offensive. So, like, things like this and stuff like that I couldn't get. This one I could activate, yes. When health drops below 30%, which hopefully that doesn't happen often, I get a surge in health regeneration, and 10% of my health is automatically restored. So, like, this one can be defensive in a way. So, what, I don't know what I'm actually going to do. So, let me think about that one for a minute. But let's go ahead and move on to devotion points as well. Now, devotion points is this tree of, I guess, constellations, so to speak. Now, you'll find these kind of like pillars, I guess you want to say, or like obelisks that you can find. Now, there's two different kind. One that summons things when you start it, and you just destroy everything there is like around you. And then once you, after you kill everything, then, you know, it'll drop some items and give you experience and that kind of thing. The other one is that once you find it, it'll ask for a particular item. You know, usually one of the Aether Shards, like this one here, or Aether Crystals, sorry, or maybe a completed relic like one of these. Alright, so it really depends on what, I guess, it's asking for, you know, if you could do it or whatever. I believe there's only 50 in the whole game. But let's go ahead and go back here now. Some of these are really neat. I don't know exactly which route I'm going to take yet. But, like, let's just look at this one, for instance. If you complete this constellation and get this node right here, there's a 15% chance every time I attack to do this skill. 66 elemental damage, 40 burn damage, 40 frost burn damage, 40 electrocute damage over 2 seconds on each of them. And you assign an ability to that skill. So only when that skill is used is there a 15% chance. So normally you want it on your default weapon attack or whatever spell that you use most often. And so, but in order to get to these, like, let's start. Oh, and those bright nodes, those are always at the end of the tree. So you have to get one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next to get it. Okay. So this one, it says affinity requirement. They all say that, and they're all at the beginning of the tree. Okay. Now, as you see, this one's green, this one's purple, and I'll just use that as a guide for now. So you see this cluster here. Obviously, there's one of each color: green, pink, blue, white, and purple. At least that's what I'm calling them, even though it could be wrong. But anyway, so you allocate like a point, let's just say here, and it will unlock any of them that have an affinity requirement of 1 green. Now, once I complete this whole thing, it'll give me 4 more green, which will tally up over here. And the reason that's important is, and things you want to look forward to, I guess, like in the future, before getting that far, is things like this. Blind Fury, 50% chance on a critical attack. Now, it requires a melee weapon, but it does 240 internal trauma over 2 seconds, 240 bleeding damage over 2 seconds, and 120 reduced target's armor for 5 seconds. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. But as you see, it requires 20 purple and 7 of the whites. So obviously you have to go down to white tree, at least get 7 total, then go down to purple and get 20 total, and then eventually you can start working on this constellation here. So that's just how that goes. Just wanted to kind of touch base with you really quick. I'm gonna finish up this upcoming area and just let you guys know I will be back. I think I'm gonna make an episode 2. I think I'm gonna pretty much continue this guide. Not really a guide, but just kind of give you some tips and tricks and things like that that I've learned throughout playing the game. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head on out. Please help me out. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment, good or bad. I'll take it as good criticism anyway. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want to see other classes. Let me know if you guys just want to see completely different games from what games, and I will try to get that going. So anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Until then, see ya.